Welcome to this Monday evening of Metroid Prime Echoes. How's everybody doing this evening? I ready to play this evening to get a little bit more done on this game. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend myself. Didn't do a whole lot. Mostly did this, but appreciate everybody stopping by this evening, and everybody will stop by in the future. Everybody stopping by watching this in replay. We'll get on this in a minute and get ready to get going here. I'm kind of excited to get going and get to the next bosses and get the next chapter complete in this game, and move on and see. Probably do a little, hopefully get a boss fight in the night, and get a couple new items, and maybe just do some little exploring, move on to the next section of the game. And I think we'll be moving on to the third area of the game, but there's a lot more game installed, so let me get on to it here, and let's get going here. So Metroid Prime 2. Okay. Might need to switch over to the game screen. Might help. Welcome anybody showing up on Rumble this evening, and Twitch and YouTube. But we're new over on Rumble. This is my second show on Rumble, so if you're joining us on Rumble for the first time, or you're joining us on watching the replay, I appreciate you guys that hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Alright. Let's get out of here. Got a little bit of traveling to do here for a while. So hold on to your... Why does that keep happening? That aggravates me when I get hung up in the door. I seem to be going through it straight, then all of a sudden I'm hung up in it. Those big 80s shoulder pads she's wearing on her side must be hanging me up. Sensor feels pretty decent tonight. I actually made a change that I forgot that I could do. I went into the Wii U settings, and you can change it to above or below. And you guys probably know this, and you're probably like, well, why haven't you done that yet? But you can change it above or below the TV, and okay, let me figure out where I'm going here real quick. This is the correct way. Nope, it's not. It. Looks like it. But got a little bit of a journey to go here before we make it to the bosses. It shouldn't take too long, but it's really just an item pickup, and I don't really think I need the item now, but I'm going to go ahead and pick it up anyways while we're at it. Welcome anybody joining right now. We're headed towards the chakra bosses. But I guess I'd already picked up that missile tank that's right there. It's got a little bit of item pickup here, Agon Waste or Agon Waste, and it's not really a cleanup. It's just an item I just like to go ahead and pick up while I'm in this area. Before we head down to oh crap, missed that. Missed it by a mile. It's the only thing I don't like about the Wii controllers. That's your weapon selection is a little slow. It's a little clunky. And I've already got the energy tank in this area, so that's not what I'm after here. Here we go. Oh yeah, I've got all my missiles. That's good. Go ahead and open both of these up real quick. Come on. Got that backwards. Haven't done it in a while. I took my head off there. There we go. Ah, crap. A little bit of a morph ball deficiency right there. There we go. Oh. Well, that's freaking crazy. I know I completed that puzzle earlier on time. That's really strange. There we go. I don't know what's going on there. That's crazy. Thank you everybody for joining me. We're doing a little bit of item collection before we yeah. Why my controls are acting crazy all of a sudden. There we go. Oh, you got to be kidding me. What a grand start. Well, everybody ran out of here before I get started. We're just taking forever in this stupid area. Why is it got this cockamamie point of view? Hey, how's it going? Awful boy. What in the world's going on here? I'm sorry. I don't mean to get mad, but it's using this weird point of view that I can't see what I'm doing. I don't know why it's doing this for. This is stupid. I've done it like... What is going on here? This is... Sorry everybody, it's... I don't know what's going on. It's... I can't... It's using this weird point of view, and I can't land where I need to land at. I don't know what's going on here. I can't judge my height. Jeez Louise, it's supposed to have been just a short little interlude coming here, and now I've got stuck on something silly. Sorry I'm bitching, but this is stupid. Finally. Sorry about that, everybody. That's just nuts. I don't know what was going there. It kept... I've never seen it do that before. Using that crazy point of view. Hey, how's it going? What are you talking about? I was boosting from the other side. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about the point of view it was giving me. Now I'm frustrated and gotta figure out where to freaking go. Sorry, I'm bitching. That just aggravated me. No, it wasn't trying to get the height to the boost. It was putting me at a weird angle. I couldn't see where I was going. Because usually it puts you at a different viewpoint, but it was like putting the camera right behind the... It was putting the camera like right behind me. It was, and then I couldn't see how high I was boosted, you know, how high I was going. And then what it was really causing, it was causing the angle to be off. But I've done that a couple times before, and it didn't do it before. So I don't know why I was doing that. boost. Thank you guys for being here anyways. Oh shit. Motherfucker. You'd never make the Tony Hawk Pro Tour. That was my bad. Damn it! It's not my knot, it looks like. I'm gonna run everybody out of here. Yeah, I've played this game before, you know that, don't you? I did beat Prime 1. Damn it! And I was gonna brag how they made the boost ball better in this game. What the fuck is going on with me tonight? You got to be fucking kidding me. Want to pound this fucking controller. Stupid shit. Going the right direction. I don't think I'm going the right direction. I think I fucked up. I don't think I was supposed to. Oh, fuck you guys. I don't know. Bad as I hate to, I think I gotta go back up this damn path. I think I fucked up. Gotta be kidding me. I'm pretty sure I just fucked that all up. Sorry about that, I'm screwed up. Stupid thing. It's not my dog, brother. Being frustrated. What is... There we go. That's better. Everybody been doing all right this evening? 45. It's pretty bad being 45 and just starting to play this game. Wait a minute. If I cruise past where I need to go. No, not yet. This is I don't know how I didn't trigger those. That's weird. Usually there's some guys you have to fight right there, you trigger. Well. Oh, wrong beam. Well, how did I do that? Oh, I know how to do that. Being crazy. I'm going crazy. Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm going crazy. I thought I had to go to this door up here. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why that thing's there for. No. Unfortunately not. Wish I was. Still in my 30s. I'm gonna run in here real quick and then. Oh. I'm gonna go in here and grab oh. Never mind. This is the save spot. I thought it was in a different area. I'll go ahead and save it. And I got a little item collection to do here, and then I'm gonna get to the bosses. I wanted to kind of go do all this stuff and then save it, and then get all the items and save it, and then oh shit, I'm here. Shit. What the fuck? Save it one more time with those items so I don't have to go back and get those. Make it a little bit easier. Thanks everybody for being here this evening. I always say that, but appreciate it. Nice to, can't believe I have actually anybody interested in watching me play. Couple items. One more item to pick up in here. Always a nice thing to have. One more thing to do before we run in here real quick. Fill up our missiles. Thought I had more than 85 missiles. I guess not. Here we go. Hey, what's going on, Mike? Oh, there's a lot. Well, I mean, probably not as many as other games, but it's quite a few. But the Metroid Prime series is the only first-person shooter. Except for Prime 4, which comes out next year. Appreciate you stopping by for a minute. Oh, let's see here. Did you guys ever notice, the people that's played this game, how there's two larvae that swim away? I wonder if one time they wanted you to fight two of those guys and they changed it. Or do you, in hard mode, do you fight two of them? I don't know. But there's two that swim away because it's not the adult larva. It's not the adult chocolate. Later on, because he falls from over here after you're done, so it can't be him. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Freeze on there. Started off bad. The timing's off a little bit. Don't nobody get sick. Damn it, I missed again. What the fuck? Excuse me. And yes, I know you need to use the radar to detect it. I don't know what's going on. Every time he does that, I keep missing it. The timing's just off this evening. Good Lord. God, I'm sucking on him so hard. Jesus, my aim's off horribly. Finally landed a hit on him. There we go. Finally. Fun times are here to come. Hopefully I don't have a lot of trouble. The next one may or may not. Depends how the computer. Well, make it mine. Oh, come on. come on! That was not bad right there. Well, I completely screwed up right there. I didn't realize I was taking damage. It's weird. I was sitting in that damn water. Or that acid or whatever. Excuse me. Yeah, you aim for the wings after he puts his back to you. You don't aim for his wings whenever he's... You don't aim for his wings while he's in just really power beam mode when you're shooting. When you're shooting him, you have to shoot him with the power beam first. And then when he turns his back to the side, you got to jump to the next side and then lock on with your whatever the missile spreader or whatever the hell it's called. Then you shoot all 4 wings at the same time. I've seen other people use other methods and it takes forever to kill him. He goes down pretty quick when you do that. What I just did. That's how you're supposed to fight him right there. And you don't lock on. You can't lock on to him while you're shooting. You just got to free aim at him. Because he moves around so erratically, you can't... But yes, thank you for asking. Yeah, I know it. I think I've had that happen. I think I had that happen when I practiced it yesterday. because for some reason, well, I don't know if it was if there was a platform even there. There's a time whenever your platform sinks, and I don't know if it was that or what happened, or I was just blown off of it. It's weird though. Sometimes I think the game, I think it just it does that to you. It makes it seem like you're on the platform when you're not. I don't know what the heck was going on there. I just got blown off and wasn't paying attention. I was wondering why he was just sitting there and not shooting me. It was because I was sitting there taking damage. That's why. It's strange, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. I beat him. Yeah, I didn't mean to. I'm like, oh, how's it going? Forum Pleiades. Nice to be a Waffle Boy. Everybody in the chat. Appreciate it. Who else was in here? Hang on a second. Seems like somebody else was in here that... Kento, how you doing this evening? There's Mike. I don't think he's still in there. He probably won't hang in too long. Whatchamacallit. Appreciate everybody being here this evening. Now, that took about as long as I figured it would take. So, well, I don't want that. Not channel, that's so weird. I'm gonna jump up in here and refill my weapons. My missiles are fine, but I won't refill my other things. It's no problem. Good to see you back. Good to see everybody in here this evening. Now, well, I know what I have to do now, but I'm going to do a little bit of item collecting on the way out, so you have to bear with me here for a little while. Pros went screwy on me there for a second. Save it, and we'll get out of here. Yeah, but I... can't remember which way I need to go out here. gives us the correct way out. Come on. Exactly sure if I need to be fighting these guys or not. Yep. I didn't just come back in when I started, did I? I don't think so. Yeah, I believe I did. That's stupid. Oh, yeah, I know where I gotta go. My bad. There we go. Forget some. Technically, it's my first playthrough of this game. I do have a parallel game going. At that I if I need to go this way or not. Excuse me, everybody. I gotta figure out. Have a good evening, Kento. I think I must run in here and save real quick. Be on my way. Guess we'll head on over to the I guess it's the temple grounds. Back to the temple. Talk to him. Talk to the guardian. Got to run past the ass blasters real quick. If you wonder why I call those guys ass blasters, that's from the movie Tremors. Did I go the wrong way? What's going on here? That's strange. Oh, crap. My bad, guys. Completely being stupid. Completely being stupid. Kicked myself in the ass for that one. I apologize. That's me being stupid. I knew I was forgetting something. I was like, what the heck am I forgetting? I had my mind on I had my mind on the missile tanks, picking up that stuff, and instead of doing what I need to do, Awesome. If you're new to the channel or you're make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and if you're watching this, if you're watching this on Rumble, and I'm just now starting out on Rumble, but I know I've actually, believe it or not, I'm getting better views on Rumble than I get on Twitch, so I might eventually try Kick for a while, because the Twitch is, heck, my bad, I'm talking, I'm not playing. But Twitch is, heck, it's not even showing. It usually gives you like it usually gives you, just automatically gives you a view. I don't know why it does that, but it's not even doing that. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna do this again real quick. It's probably not necessary, but I want to lock in all the progress I made. But I'm not getting a lot of live viewers. I can't even tell what's going on over on Rumble side, because I have the live chat up, and it should be, you know, if anybody's chatting over there, it should be. But I'm not concerned about that stuff right now. I'm not too concerned about it at the moment, because I just, like I said, I just started over there. But Twitch is just aggravating. I'm the wrong sex, I'm not hot enough, and I'm not in a hot tub with a bikini on for Twitch. Got something I'm gonna check out real quick over here. Sweet. Attention there, wrong. Made a wrong coin. Yeah. Come on. Come on, man. Big come on, roll, man. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic like that. Now. Whoops. Now here on out, I haven't haven't practiced any of this, so. And what I'm saying about practicing, I like to sometimes run, so it's a little smoother for you guys to. So I'm not just bumbling around all the time, because sometimes the pathways are. So I like to do that sometimes. The biggest part of it is I enjoy. I just like playing I like playing as well. I like playing as well when I'm not online. So, well, is everybody left? So what I'm getting at is I have no idea where I'm going at this point. So it's just going to be exploring around a bit. Came from. Have to try to go back to do a little. I guess we'll just do a little exploring. And is that where I just came from? Yes, it was. Where I came from. I think I came from over there. This is just going back where I am. Yeah. Yep. My bad. just go to the Great Thing too. Probably. I just went back in a circle. Yeah. Took it out of me earlier playing those. That's where I went earlier, but I don't know why I got crossed up. I know I'm doing the same thing as I did before, but haven't been in this area in a while. I can't remember which way I've got to go. So weird. everybody doing? I'm just kind of finished the mission that I was on this evening. I finished up the boss, and I'm just kind of exploring around, doing some item collection. Wait till, well, I'll try to get into something if I can figure out where I want to go. I want to do that because it's all yellow doors. Back up here for a second. Can't remember if... Okay, that's row. Also just kind of exploring around and seeing if there's anything that, you know, because I haven't really been to this area a whole lot since I have some of my newfound skills, so to speak. think Thea's talking about. Yeah, it's a power bomb. Let's see. How'd you get around that somehow earlier? I know I've been around that earlier in the game. That's strange. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Too bad. Apparently can't get up there somehow. What the hell is that? Is that some kind of Easter egg, or is that? Thing is, I can't scan it while I'm in that. When I have that visor on, I can't scan anything. whatever it is, it's almost the purpose of this area, because I don't think there's anything else in here as far as I know. It's awful strange though. We'll see if I can see it from this angle. I know you have those gate pieces for the end of the game, but whatever it is, it's freaking strange. Well, it'll bore everybody to death. I just stand around like this. I don't know what that is or what it's for. Trying to get back over here to the GNC compound, but I can't remember how to get through that area. It's kind of strange. I'm gonna go back in here and check one more time. And it's about time. I'm probably gonna wrap it up early tonight. I don't understand how I can't. I don't know if I'm not supposed to come back here until I have. Don't make sense, because I know I can get back here somehow. I don't think this did it, though. Won't take very long to get back in here. This don't make any sense. So I had access here earlier. Probably had to go to the dark area to get over there. Kind of thought there was a morph ball path in this area for some reason, but I don't see it. Wonder if this will be some kind of place I do some kind of fighting. It looks like the I'm gonna go back up here and save and that'll probably be about it for this evening. For me, I'm gonna just cut it short this evening and start fresh the next time. That's the only thing that kind of sucked about getting through the last level kind of quickly. Appreciate everybody stopping by this evening. It's awful nice. I know it's a Monday. I know it's a Monday evening and all, but appreciate it. I just kind of want a fresh start to explore what's going to be probably a large and difficult area. I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit more left in this game too, so I think I'm pathetically maybe only, excuse me. Okay, I'm glad I noticed that. I need to put new batteries in this. But hang on a second here. Oh, okay. Get this shut off. Yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by this evening. I had a good time. I had to fight the Chaka It's a Chaka adult and the Chaka, what is it? Well, it's like the baby one, but it's the those actually ended up not being very difficult. I had tonight when I fought the first one, the larva, excuse me, the the larva at the beginning. For some reason, I was having trouble hitting it when it was jumping out of the air, jumping out of the water, and I don't know what was going on with my aim. It was terrible tonight on that. But other than that, that one's never difficult because you can just stand in the middle and just spin around and kind of hit it, and then it jumps up onto the platform. Eventually, you just shoot it there. It ends up being a little bit longer, but the adults, obviously it's the second one around, so it should be a very difficult fight. But it should be a difficult fight. But if after I figured out how to do it, after I figured out how to fight fight her. Well, I don't know what's the matter. I'm blathering tonight. But after I figured out how to fight her last night I played through. I had to catch up. I try to keep my parallel game going. I usually try to be about the same place or maybe a little bit ahead with the second game I'm playing, just so I kind of know. But when I fought her last night, I figured out I died one time, like once fighting her, because I wasn't sure what weapons to use, and then I figured out that you got to use just the power beam, the regular charge beam, or the your stock beam, and then you got to switch to the light beam once she goes purple. Once after you hit her a couple times with missiles, and then but you also have to use the spreader missiles to hit all four of her wings at the same time. But when you do that, she takes tremendous damage. If you notice, when you hit her with four missiles at the same time, it took a lot of damage on the wings. And you hit her twice with that, and then she falls into that acid or whatever it is. Then she comes up purple, and then you got to shoot the the light beam at her, and the light beam fucks her up too. Excuse my language, but the light beam will screw you. Just shoot into like that little pouch or that little thing at the stem of her tail, like a larva patch or whatever it is. But you just keep shooting that, and like yeah, she takes a lot of damage from shooting that. In fact, at the end, if you notice, like after I got her back into that state, she still had like at least a quarter of her health, and then I just shot her with that, and she died. It was really strange. The fight seemed to be over pretty quick, so I was happy with that. The biggest part about that was um, wasn't so much fighting if I had confidence starting out just cold and not knowing where to go, I would have. But I kind of on the last stream, I did kind of like I did the night. I got to the bosses pretty early and got to that point within like an hour and a half or something. Then I didn't have a lot to do other than to kind of explore around. I was exploring around, but I felt like I was just going in circles, and it kind of wore me out. So I didn't want to do that tonight. I mean, I can find stuff on my own in the game. I'm just right now. I'm just like as far as the stream goes, tonight I just felt like ending it right here. So I appreciate everybody staying. Everybody staying in here, anyways. But I what I'm getting at is I kind of hate to do that when you guys are there, because like if I play normally and I'm just exploring around and figuring out where to go, maybe it'll take me a while, because a lot of times I just like, that's the thing I've always liked about Metroid games, is the exploration into the unknown areas and trying to find areas where you've got new upgrades to get new either get power ups or items, do item collecting. So I like to do that, and but I don't really like doing that, because if you because a lot of people leave like tonight. After I kind of got done fighting that, a lot of people, I had like 5 or 6 people in here, and they all kind of left after I got done with that. I got done with the after I went to the temple, they all kind of dropped out. So it's it's kind of how it is. When you get past like the exciting parts, people are not as interested. Like the boss fights, the stuff people like, and so that's why I kind of try to get it to move. I try to get it to move a little more smoothly for my audience a little bit. That's why the only reason I do it that way, because it's just because as a first time player, there's sometimes I get frustrated at it. Like I got frustrated earlier on tonight. I don't know why I was so frustrated with that. For some reason, I was having trouble with my doing the boost ball on those half pipes. I don't know what it was going on. Well, at least that I had one. No, I had one early on when I was trying to get that. When I was trying to get that spreader beam for the. It's like a missile spreader for the dark beam for some reason. I don't. Yeah, it's a super missile, dark beam super missiles or something like that. I went ahead and got that, but I don't. It wasn't even relevant for the fight I was in, so I don't know. So hopefully we'll get into it more. We'll be getting further into it tonight. I'll just cut it short, and then Wednesday night we'll try to move ahead a little bit, get on down the road a little bit on it, and get started in the next area. Hopefully this won't be too many. This is video 6, so hopefully it won't be more than 10 or 12 videos for this whole thing. It seems like a lot, but for the first time play, I don't know how bad it is. It's a long game. It's a decently long game for people who even kind of know what they're doing. Besides speedrunners, but speedrunners I don't really count in just normal play, because a lot of times speedrunners mostly, every time I see these games speed, I need to look up just a 100% speed run non-glitch, because speedrunners like to do glitch tricks where you glitch outside the map and move around, and then that's I kind of don't like that. I don't care that they do that, and that's a different category technically, speed running, but I don't mind that they do it. I think it's impressive to learn how to do that stuff, but it's kind of boring for an audience to me to see that done, because it's like, well, you can skip a lot of things in it, and so it's not as, but you know, if that's what you like, it's what you like. It's just I'm not a massive glitch fan, and uh, in Metroid games, I like seeing them done like once, but that's all I really want to see them done. It's like one time. Yeah, I like to explore myself, but I don't know if it's real exciting for an audience. That's why I was saying. I don't know if you heard me say that a minute ago, but that's why I kind of like to run my other. That's why I like to run my other game when I'm not. I don't do that if I'm streaming 2 nights in a row usually, because I don't. It just too much to do twice a day. I mean, for me it is, but because a lot of people will leave after you start doing that stuff. You start messing around and going in circles and stuff. I was just doing it a few minutes ago. I was trying to figure my way back over to that where I think it's where that ship is. It's where it's where the marine ship or whatever they are. That's just the regular that ship is landed and all the soldiers are dead. I'm trying to get back over there. There's a missile pack I want to pick up over there, and I went the way they did, but I couldn't figure it out. I'll have to figure it out off on I'll have to figure it out another night. But um I did want to say, I think I don't know really what. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I do. That's what I do on my own, but I just don't know. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you should people shouldn't care too much about it, but I don't know. Tonight I just wanted to end it a little bit earlier. I usually I intended usually just to do 2 hour streams, but I don't mind doing three and a half when I get kind of invested in a level. Awful boy, have you played Prime 3? I assume you have. Do you like that game? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not I mean, it's the audience has been pretty good, you know. I've better than I could ever imagine for me, you know. I mean, it's not math, but if you a lot of times if you see somebody streaming, especially on YouTube, the audiences won't be big. Like the Twitch audience, I'm kind of disappointed in not being able to get anything going over there because the after the secondary views on like Rumble have been good. I've been getting like 30, 40 views for a first time channel, and you know this one on YouTube, you know most of the time the biggest part of the views are coming with the live stuff. You know, I'm getting 60, 70 views, and then I'm adding on 20 or 30 views. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is for you know somebody just now starting to stream games. Oh, okay, you're still playing. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know a lot about it. Some people like it, some people don't. There's some things I don't know. I don't know. It looks cool. It sounds cool because it should have been better, slightly better graphics. You know, just because it was on a on a a better system. Should have been on a better system, better graphics chips, and better should have had better more RAM. It had more RAM for sure. I don't know about how the rest of the engines worked. So I don't know. I'm interested in playing it though. It sounded pretty cool. It had some like pretty, it had some kind of sky city level or something weird like that in it. I seen a preview of it a while back. I'm trying to avoid watching a lot about it, but there's things people didn't like about it. I don't know. The only thing I'll say about it that I know is some people say it's more of a shooter than it is an exploration game. They say they have some puzzles in it. Since I don't know if that's true or not. It's hard. I don't try to. I don't take a lot of. I don't put a lot of faith on people's reviews because there's so many out there. It's crazy how many people have played these games. They've been out a long time. Don't get me wrong. They're been around a long time, but I don't know. Some people I think just ride trends, so they people know well Metroid. I know for a fact, it feels like I am too playing Metroid Prime right now, and they just announced Metroid Prime 4, but I think I started it before they announced it. But it's just a weird. Yeah, yeah. I've heard both. I've heard both ways. You can't satisfy a lot of people. But what I was getting at is there's a lot of people just ride trends, and you can't never tell. And they all pretend like they were like these big Metroid fans, eh, but who knows if they're just making a video. And because a lot of them, they've played all the first person shooters and stuff like that on other games. It has to be hard to compare. I mean, I know like the other games, there's games that are probably a lot better in terms of just the playability of them, or like the controls and things like that. But I just like the concept of Metroid. Just the upgrade, you get stronger, and throughout the game, you get more kind of invincible sort of throughout the game, and the exploration and puzzles and things. So it's kind of an action, more of an action version of Zelda, even though Zelda's got a decent amount of action in it too. I almost feel like Zelda with the puzzles and stuff. The puzzles are probably more complex in Zelda, but I would find I would put Metroid more in the category of a Zelda game than calling them Metroidvanias, because Castlevania. Now this take it. I've not played like Symphony of the Dark. Excuse me, and Symphony of the Dark. I got tongue tied there. Symphony of the Dark, and I haven't played that one. I don't know if some of the newer games started kind of doing more like Metroid, where you had upgrades that you kept, you that you keep and keep going. But Castlevania is always the game. If you got damaged, you lost your things. But I'm sure they had to change that after a while. I'm sure they had to change that after, with newer games. So I don't know. I would like to play that. I would like to have a newer place in the. I think I do have one Castlevania game for 3DS maybe. I don't know how much I played it though. A game I wish I could play for you guys on here. I'd like to play it again, but I'd like to play it for you guys is Prime Hunters, Metroid Prime Hunters. I have it, and I played it for a while. Then I got stuck for some reason in it, and I quit playing it. Every time I get back into something, yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you mean 4K release or anniversary release in that movies? Is that what you get? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that stuff kind of makes you want to get back into it a little bit. I agree, but trying to think. Yeah, I've got to buy some movies. I haven't bought even very many movies here lately. It's just for me, like obviously I'm a big collector of movies, but I have times, I have certain times of the year where I kind of slow off buying stuff. And when it comes to buying anymore, I'll buy like I don't know if I don't think I even got anything new this week. I didn't even order. No, I do have something coming. I do have one thing coming that I pre-ordered a while back, but a lot of times I'll just buy one or two things, maybe three, and I don't try to overload my, just not try to spend too much money. Things are getting too expensive now, like well, the 4Ks and stuff are still, I guess, around the same price. They've really never dropped. They've never had a price drop. 4Ks didn't, and none of that stuff will. Like, I mean, Blu-rays and DVDs. Well, sometimes you can find a good deal on DVDs. You can if you get it on Amazon, but DVDs came down. But DVD, when I first started collecting in the late 90s, like 98, when I first started collecting, DVDs were about $20. the average has stayed probably the same for 20, 25 years. It's kind of remarkable, except for 4Ks. 4Ks have been ever since they've came out. They've been relatively about 27.99 or something. Sometimes you can find them for, you can get some for 20 every now and then for some, but they're rarely less than 20. But then like the reason at first, because I used to justify buying the steel books. I liked steel books there for a minute, and I used to justify buying them because they would be like $32 or $32, and the regular 4K release would be maybe 27 to 29.99. So I used to justify just buying a steelbook there. But I kind of got out of steelbooks because the prices went up to like, they can be anywhere from 32 to over $40 for a steelbook release. Oh yeah, yeah. He kind of like Prime remastered stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, this game right here, it would after I'm glad I'm playing it like this, which for some reason, do you guys think, have you guys ever tried to watch anybody else's? I'll find a couple that look pretty good, but so for some reason it looks really good what I'm streaming. It's kind of clear looking. It almost looks, and I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure. Well, I know why it is. It's because using the Wii U to stream it, because it has an actual HDMI output, which means it has a better video card, and I'm not sure how that video card works with how well it works with the Wii the Wii system, but it seems to do a good clear output of video, because it seems like the pictures, the colors are darker, and you don't have like a lot of people must be streaming it using just a regular Wii. They probably use the regular Wii so they can use the original GameCube controller with it. That's the only thing I can think of, and they must be because you have well, generally just the Wii just had like a RCA, just a typical RCA output, but you could buy the composite output for it, where it has it's like the composite HD output, which was it's all the colors separated like red, blue, green, and yellow. I think is how the composites were, with four color outputs, and then you have your sound, your left and right sound. So I think they're probably just streaming it like regular outputs. That's why it gets like a grainy look, and you can't really see the image very well. Yeah, yeah, I agree about the. Yeah, they are expensive. I know some people, that's all they want to buy. They have huge collections of that stuff. Now, I've never played any Resident Evil game. I've never played a single one. If they make I think for I've never played Tomb Raider, and I think they make and some kind of they made like I think they make that for the Switch. That's like it's a Tomb Raider collection, I believe. Oh, and I think it is. It's remastered as well. Uh, I might have to get that if it is available for Switch. I'm not positive about that. It seems weird that they might do that, but I think it is. I think it's one of those. I think the remaster was available for Switch. I'll have to look. Was the Tomb Raider remastered collection available for Switch?
According to Nintendo, Tomb Raider i3 remastered starring Lara Croft for Nintendo.
Yeah, it looks like it was. How was it? That's cool. See, that's the thing. It sucks. I wish the Wii U would it would play the GameCube games like the Wii would. I could hook it up, but then it would be very low quality though. That's the thing. It sucks. I like having a good clean image. It brings people to the, I think people will watch it whenever you got a good clean image. But if I have to, I have to. I'm willing to explore about anything. Anything anybody would like to see me play on here. Always leave your suggestions. Eventually, we'll get that Discord server up and going, which I've got it up and going. Just we'll eventually get people in there and talking and just suggesting games. I hate that these games are taking so long. I think it might be getting boring to see me play the same one, even though I'm having a lot of fun playing them. And I know a lot of you guys are enjoying watching them, but I don't want people to get bored and, you know, of me playing the same thing for a long time. I wish I could play it quicker. If I wish I knew the game and could get through it quicker. But heck, even the one channel I've been watching to get some tips on how to figure some things out. Usually the only thing I really do for when I look for hints through like somebody doing a play along is for items. I like to find out where missiles are, stuff like that. But the guy I watched on there, he's a fairly normal player. He knows the game. But if I knew the game like he did and where to go, I mean my movement would be 100 times better than his. But well, I don't know about 100 times, but my movement can be good. My platforming's good. The problem I have is switching weapons rapidly. It's got a lot to do with the controller, because it's kind of a weird thing. Because most of the time you're like riding. I'm riding up in the top part. Kind of riding. I'm kind of riding up here, but you're two. I keep moving that out, but you're two. You got one and two here, and your two selection for your weapons is here, and your selection for your visors is here. So to be up here, you got to reach almost, but you got to do this and this. And I've got a lot better at it, but you got to. It's like a down, and then on top of it, to get to your map buttons, you got to hit here. You got to go down. So you're doing these weird thumb things. I'm not good enough to play it like this, like some kind of. But you couldn't play it like that anyways, being a motion sensor. But yeah, it's kind of that's the only frustrating thing is those buttons are. It's almost like a backwards thumb bend, so it's kind of strange. I've got some new silicon things ordered for this. I've got one that's slimmer silicon. It's just the one that's almost the same contour shape as the original controller. And hopefully it'll give a better, because the top here is kind of the top really don't get in my way. There's nothing wrong with these silicone covers. It's just I want to try something different that maybe slims the controller down a little bit. So I don't, it's just getting used to that. But other than that, like a lot of you, I don't think anybody was in here earlier when I was talking about it. Right when at the beginning I was talking about it, but um, I'd forgot that there's a setting on the Wii, or like the Wii or the Wii U, but there's a setting there in the settings. There's a setting where you can set the sensor for the top or the bottom of your TV, and it was set at the it was set for the bottom, and I changed it to the top, and the sensor worked a heck of a lot better tonight. I don't know exactly how it changes what's going on inside the sensor, but it seemed to work a lot better. My movement was better, and it seemed like a lot of times when I would go up, when I would point up, it had like a really bad dead spot when you were up in the air. But I didn't have as much problems tonight. It seemed like it was a little bit more precise as well. So, but this is the weird thing about these silicone sleeves is I don't know. It obviously don't hurt anything, but like if you see the inside of that, it's like that sensor is wider than that. Now I don't know that it's probably just the eye right in. There's probably just one eye right in the center. I don't know if it's multi-eyed or how it works, but you know it's really cuts off a wider because this thing's wider. If you take it out, it's wider than that little hole in there. So that's why I'm interested in getting a different. Well, it didn't lock up as much. That's a lot of times I was like, if I'd go into a morph ball when I would come out, it would slightly lock up every time when I came out of morph ball. But yeah, it felt better today. That's that nunchuck I got too. It's just like some aftermarket. I've got the OEM somewheres, but I don't. They're boxed up in storage. I'm gonna try to find one, but I like this one. The other one was pretty good too, but it had dual. The buttons on it were like dual. Like they almost look like that kind of that kind of that kind of trigger on it. But these are more like buttons, and I like this upper button smaller. For some reason, I don't get as mixed up with that smaller button. But I think this is more like the OEM version than. But it works pretty good. It's got a pretty good thumbstick on it, so it's not bad. Yeah, I got worried there for a second on the chakra, the chaka. I think it's it chaka adult the mosquito thing. I got worried too because I did not realize I'd feel like I was sitting in that because I lost a lot of energy in there. It was crazy. I had like 6 or 7 before I'd done that, and at one time I was like, man, I'm gonna beat this guy with quite a bit of energy. I can't believe it. And then I was down to 2, and I was like, oh no. But I have this weird thing that kicks in with me when I get low on energy. Like it's like other night when I fought the. Oh, was that you, Waffle Boy, who was talking about or was that somebody else? When I kept saying while I was fighting them, I kept calling it a girl, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't know if this is a girl or not. Because I forget names, and somebody said, well, I think alpha implies that it's a boy, and I was like, I seen that in the chat later on after I was finished, and I was like, yeah, no kidding. If I just pay attention to names every now and then, I might do it. But yeah, that might be a good notice that it was a boy. But yeah, but when I was fighting the alpha, whatever he was, oh, I can't remember who it was in here. It was somebody else. Were you in here other night whenever Super Wolverine Brothers? Whenever he was in here, he got mad for some reason. I don't act like he'll come back. He got mad because he was saying you couldn't do 100% on Metroid Zero Mission. He said you can't do it, and I was like, yeah, you can. I've done it several times, and he kept saying no, you can't do. I don't know what it was. It wasn't an argument from me, and I don't know. He got mad, and it's like finally he's like, oh, I'm leaving. I was like, I don't know what he was mad at. People are weird. That's what's funny about chats. I don't really you know, I'm not going to get too aggravated at people in the chat. I get aggravated myself if I ever snap at anybody. I don't intend to, but no, not yet. Not he hadn't chatted. He hadn't been back in the chat. Yes, I don't know about watching the streams. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not trying to make fun of him. Nothing. I just don't under. I don't know what he got mad over. It's kind of funny. Only thing I can think of, he might have been talking about another game, and he might have been talking about something else, and we were cross. But I was pretty sure he was talking about Zero Mission, because I think there was a couple other people kind of going back and forth with him in the chat too, and it might have been you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing was, is I wasn't even. I think I was still playing the game when the conversation started, and it kind of went into this time, where I just talked to the audience after I'm finished. I couldn't figure out what it was going on. People like that. He may come back eventually. I don't. Yeah, but I had no ill will towards him. I didn't. I wasn't. I wasn't mad at him at all. I don't know what he was so upset over. I was just trying to say, yeah, you can do 100% because I've actually did it on this channel. I've done it live. That's one of my earlier videos when I first started doing it. Well, I did two because I messed up the first one and I got 99%. I uh, got to the end of the game and was missing a missile, and it was, already over 3 hours in. I was like, I'm just gonna beat it and go home. I was gonna beat it and leave. I'm not worried about it. Then I think the next night or something like that, I went back and redid it. Oh yeah, yeah. It doesn't really convey emotion. You can get a little bit. I mean, you can type all capital letters if you're yelling or something like that. Put an exclamation mark and stuff like that. Convey a little bit, but I don't. Yeah, I don't really care. It's just I didn't understand what he got mad about. Yeah, that's it's like people come and go, and I'm glad the regulars I have. I just appreciate you guys being here about every stream. You know, I know how it is. I've got. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. I probably I would watch YouTube. What got me watching YouTube in the first place was probably back in 2011 or 12, probably 2012. I didn't really watch it before then. And what got me into that was I used to watch Big Brother, that television show Big Brother, and I watched the live feeds a little bit, but not a lot. But I used to watch some channels that would cover the little feeds. I try and think the guy's name. His name is Rob. I can't think of his last name. I haven't watched him in forever. But he was the guy that did the Big Brother show. He was actually a former contestant on Survivor, and but I think he covered Survivor as well. But I only watched him for Big Brother. But it was just like a people sitting around talking about the chat and stuff like that. So, but I think what originally got me into it, there was a contestant on there, and I felt like people felt like they were cheating, or the audience, the production was allowing them to kind of win the game, and so people it got stirred up. So I got watching YouTube that way, and then really didn't get into it till about 2017 or so, watching different channels and things like that. Yeah, I'm not a real. I used to not be very versed in YouTube, but then I got into it and started watching, and I think it's Rob Sesternino. I think that's his name. Rob Sesternino. I think that's right. And oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, it's hard for me to tell what's going on because I think Restream's kind of like Restream's a little bit better about showing how many people's in your chat, but sometimes it lags. You don't really know. I mean, if you're getting real big numbers, no, but it don't really show how many people are coming in and out. But where it's, I'm just new. I'm just happy to be getting what I'm getting. I appreciate it. You know, it'll build up over time. And that's just how it goes. That's how. You guys familiar with Oats and Goats? I don't. I always go to him because it's one of those channels I found. He does a lot of. He's used to be the world record holder in Super Metroid any percent category. He used to be the world. I think he just lost it like last week. Somebody beat him by a few seconds, but it's he's not really that important. But he does a lot of those map rando stuff where they the map randomizer program, and so I watch them. I watch those every now and then, and but he was talking about like back, I guess back in the day. I think he mostly streams on Twitch, but he puts his videos on YouTube. But he said yeah, back one day he was saying yeah back when I was grinding to get the world record, he said I would stream for like 2 or 3 people, So I'm not doing anything like that, but I just I appreciate anybody being here to watch it all. So it's really nice. I know it'll be Metroid for a while. Once we get through the Metroid games, I want to continue playing them, but I think it'll become like a once a week thing. Like I used to, actually, I forgot to put it on my thumbnail again tonight, that Metroid Monday thing. But I think it'll eventually become a Metroid Monday. Then the other nights, so I'll be trying some other things out. So, but that'll be down the road a little bit. It's going to take a while to get through the rest of this one and get through three, and I guess we'll play other M. I guess I have to do that. But I might next year if I'm still, hopefully I'll still be doing this next year, and maybe next year, but leading up to the release of Prime, maybe Prime 4, excuse me, we'll do another Prime marathon, something like that, and play them over. Because these games are kind of addictive. I'll probably go back and play them again. I don't feel. I definitely will. I've kind of. I used to not have that mindset of wanting to play games. If I beat a game, I never really played it again. And a lot of times as a kid, I never beat games. I just didn't have the attention span for it, and the skill. I'm still not the best player ever, but I'm a lot better than I was when I was younger. I have a lot more concentration for it into learning, especially like with the side scrollers. With Super Metroid and stuff. I'll probably be horrible at Super Metroid. I haven't played it in a couple weeks now. My movement will be terrible on it when I go back to it. So I might have to play that eventually. So I don't know. Because you guys saw the other night when I think when I booted up Metroid Zero Mission just to show him that I could, 100% was achievable on there. It was terrible there at first, but at first when I first hooked it up, I had the Pro controller going, and that felt really weird at first. So I had to when I got the other controller going, it's all right. That Super Nintendo controller, so freaking nice. That if you guys want a good retro controller, that the all those wireless Nintendo Switch Online controllers, like that Super Nintendo controller. They're freaking wonderful. I don't see a lot of lag in them or anything, so because I have the Nintendo one for Nintendo. I think I've showed all you guys that stuff. It's not important, and the Nintendo 64 controller. Oh, I did find out about the Nintendo 64 controller that the inner I think it's pretty much the original setup. At least the mechanical parts of it are original. Now I think maybe they changed the sensors on it, but because the sensors used to be like infrared or something, like basically what a mouse, how a mouse sensor is, it's got that. I think it used to be something like that. They may have changed it to a different type of sensor, but the mechanical part, but I might be wrong. They may have put the original one back in it but the sensor's not really the problem with the old ones. The problem with the old ones were the actual it's made of plastic, so it's got like gears in there. It's got like these gear levers inside that kind of maneuver it around. So I don't know if some of these I don't know if some of these Nintendo 64 speedrunners are going to be brave enough to spend like $60 on a controller to rip it apart to get the parts out of it. I mean, they probably will be because it probably costs them a lot more money to try to source controllers these days. It's pretty crazy. But I watched a whole video on that. The speedrunners, how there's some people who were making 3D printed and making they were like metal pieces that replaced the original joystick components. And if these are like new, they might be buying them. Speedrunners might buy them up, but I'm sorry I can't explain the inner workings of what it is, but it's like down under the analog stick. There's like when it goes down to the bottom, it's like connected to like it looks like these like semicircular discs or semicircular like gears, and they and they kind of sway back and forth and all mesh together. The gears mesh together to gives you the control, and I think the gears at the bottom they're put together with something that actually breaks the sensors. So I've never had one apart myself, so I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen it on videos, but I don't exactly know the complete workings of it. But they people take them apart and replace them. Some people take the whole controller and put new buttons and stuff on them. It's crazy because there's people. It's probably for like Mario 64. That's the big game people speed run. It's one people have to do crazy stuff to, and they really grind on them. But they did figure out that they could open them up and basically put some like silicone grease or something on those gears and they would last longer. But you're basically grinding plastic on plastic, which is fine for just a normal game player. It's probably not going to hurt anything, but like whenever you're doing like high speed maneuvers and stuff with that thumbstick, it's gonna wear it out. Probably affects the sensor too, because that dust gets down in there in that sensor, and it won't. It probably starts messing with it. Technology. Back when we were kids, when I was a kid, excuse me, well, not when we were kids, when I was a kid, back in '86 I guess I got mine in '86 or '7. I can't remember. I think it came out in North America '87. The regular Nintendo. What year was the any Nintendo Entertainment System released in North America? 85. Excuse me. Yeah, but I got one in '85. I couldn't think because it was released in '83. The Famicom was released in '83 in Japan. It's crazy there was a 2 year gap. I don't know if they decided to release it because it was a hit over there or what. I don't know, but it's a but I'd say the Nintendo's why I got fat as a kid because I used to be really skinny, and then probably around between third and fourth grade I got fat and never been able to go back. But I did stop playing outside as much. We used to play outside, do all that stuff, and but I'm not going to go down that road tonight. Yeah, yeah, that's how much they were here too. Yeah, it was yeah, it was my birthdays when I got it. I got it in like October. I can't remember. Did it say what month it was released here? I think it was released in September or October. It's usually the well, what the hell? I literally brought that up again, and now it says it was released in February 1986. Was it 86 or 85? Oh, I know what it was. I know why it did that. Because I think it was released in 85 in a limited, it was a test market. That's what it was. It was released in a test market in 85. I couldn't remember how that went. Well, I guess I got mine towards the end of the year in 86. I didn't remember it being out because I didn't remember it being out. It was 85. Was it like late 85? I don't understand what that 86. That's weird. Because it came up AI that time, so AI got it messed up or something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe it sold out and they re-released it. It was like a new batch or something was gonna. I don't know. Because that's a weird time to release a new console in February because they usually even back in the day like that they released them like in the fall like before it was a before Christmas thing, you know. Because I'm pretty sure I was waiting for it to come out and then my birthday is like at the end of October, so I got it on my birthday and I remember the smell. You remember the smell of the inside of the box and all that stuff? That styrofoam smell. I can just about remember the way it smells today. It's pretty wild. The worst thing about all that stuff I ended up having two Nintendos eventually because I used to stay with my grandmother in the summertime. Yeah, that's the one I got. Okay. No, mine had Super Mario Brothers, but that's all it had. It just had the game included. I didn't have. I think the deluxe package came out the next year. That the one you're talking about with the gun with the was it like it was it just Mario and Duck Hunt or was there three games? I think it was just Mario and Duck Hunt with what you're talking about. Mine was just a single Mario Brothers. But what sucks is I don't have any of that stuff anymore. That's what I was getting at. Because I had two. I used to stay with my grandmother, and I think we ended up buying another system so I could have one up there and one at home, so I didn't have to bring them back and forth. But I don't have that either one of those two. I don't know unless they're boxed up somewhere and I can't find them because like after I moved out, like they disappeared. I had that, and I had the Genesis, and I had a Genesis and the Sega, the original CD, the vertically stacked one, not the one that's horizontal. The wider one that came out later. But I had like the original Sega CD, and I don't know where any of it went to. It's yeah. I had quite a few games in both systems. I mean, I didn't have like I probably had 10 games and 10 or 15 games in Nintendo. I can't really remember. For that, I didn't own a lot of games. It's the '80s. You remember how it was if you were just kind of unless you were from like a really rich family, you didn't get games like all the time. You got one on a special occasion, your birthday or Christmas or something like that. Because I remember getting Sonic the Hedgehog Cause I remember it was during a summer. It was in we were on vacation in Florida, and it came out like when we were. It came out when we were in Florida, and I remember getting it like at a Toys R Us, and actually I don't know where if I got it at Toys R Us or not. I can't remember where I got it at down there. Might have. I may have got it. Feels like I got it in Daytona. 'Cause my grandparents used to. They used to. Well, They used to have a camper. They used to stay down there in the winter times at Daytona in the winter times. But then eventually they bought like a. They kind of moved inland a bit to. It was called a place called Leesburg. They'd stayed at some other places before when they were still. I think they still had the camper. They may have had like a trailer type thing or something, but they stayed like around Ocala, and then they moved to. Then they bought what's they call them park models. It's just a double wide trailer, but it's inside a retirement community. But they called them park models, and it was just. But that was in Leesburg, which is almost in the dead center of the state. It's like it would be. It's west of Orlando. It seemed like it might be like a 30, 40, like 45 minutes from Orlando or something like that. Nice little town. It reminds me of the town I live in here. It had like a mall and this and that. Because I remember seeing Jurassic Park at that mall in 90 when that came out, 91 or 2 or 3, whatever. It's 93, I think. Sorry, I'm bad with my date. I used to be really good at that stuff in school, dates and stuff like that. I can't remember when that came out now. 91 or 2, something like that. Yeah. But I remember seeing that there and seeing that at that mall because it was completely packed, and we had to sit up front. I think my best friend that went with me. He came on vacation with us. 'Cause I think we went to Kennedy Space Center that year as well. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean we were just middle class people. We weren't like my dad owned a business and stuff, but I don't know if I just it just wasn't really a thing. But that's pretty cool though. 100. Problem is like you look back at some of those games. There's a lot of like really good games, but there's a lot of just stinkers out there too. That's why I like watching the angry video game nerd. He he didn't think about that, but like a lot of those like I guess contract companies, some of those companies there was one company in particular, I can't remember what it was, but they just made all. I think they were the same company that licensed. They made a lot of movie license games, and they were all like just about all of them are bad. Um, there was there's one game though I always kind of liked. It's hard, but like the Karate Kid game, I always thought that was a pretty good movie license game. But a lot of those games were really hard. Really, really hard. I think probably the easiest of any of them is probably the Mario Brothers games, even Super Mario Brothers 3. Oh, I don't think we had a. Well, the problem is I grew up in a town smaller than a lot smaller than where I live at now, and we didn't. Our cable was like, well, I remember getting cable when I was a kid, probably 4 years old or five, maybe. I remember getting it for the first time, and there wasn't hardly any channels. But that's why like Mystery Science Theater and stuff, I loved that stuff. But when I was a kid, like in high school and stuff, when I still lived in my old when I still lived in that town, it they didn't have like Comedy Central. I forget what they didn't have. They had the movie channels like Showtime, HBO, and Cinemax, I think. But they didn't have hardly anything. They didn't have like Cartoon Network which that may have just still been cartoon or whatever. They didn't have Comedy Central or Sci-Fi Channel or anything. So that stuff I never did because I moved. We moved out of that town right when I was a senior. My parents they built a house like they started like at the beginning, like kind of at the end of my junior year, and they finished it up in late like November. We were able to move in, so I still finished school where I was at because I could drive back and forth. But um, we moved over here, which we had. But when we moved over here, we didn't. Where we moved at, we're kind of off the. We're kind of out in. We're kind of away from town, so they didn't have cable at the time. So but we got the satellite, so the satellite had everything. The Direct TV did. Direct TVs did. So I begged my parents to get Direct TV before we moved here. Before we had moved to this house here, and I begged them to get Direct TV, and they wouldn't do it. My dad's kind of a tightwad, which that's a good thing. I wish I had more of those qualities myself, but it's not a bad trait to have. But especially this day and age, UHF. I don't know if I really. I mean, it was probably around when I was younger, but I don't remember ever watching it much. Because I think by the time I can, like I was saying, by 4 or 5 we had cable. I just don't remember. Don't really remember watching it. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even have a regular satellite dish. Like my grandfather, he didn't, he was like, he owned some company, he owned a company and stuff like that, but he didn't even have a regular satellite dish. I don't know why he never had one because we had one eventually. He bought a farm like way out in the county where I used to live was Estill County, but it was like it was like from where we lived in the county's pretty good size. Like Kentucky has a lot of counties and some of them are like pretty good sized counties, but they're just rural, like very rural. And it was like way out on the Kentucky River, like in the opposite direction. Like the Kentucky River is like a mile down the road from where we lived in the city in the town, but this was like the opposite direction towards another county, but it was like way out. It had a satellite dish, and I remember watching. I used to go out there and work on the farm during the summertime, and I remember occasionally getting an opportunity to watch some stuff on there, like see Sci-Fi Channel and stuff, see like the Bionic Man and stuff. It's kind of weird watching it during the day. That's the stuff like that being on all the time. Watch the Turtles. Yeah, I have that complete collection, but it's in the little turtle van. It has all the discs. It's not the most efficient way to have it, but that's what they had at the time when I bought it. So I have all of that on DVD. It's kind of cool. Oh yeah, I watched the crap out of that as a kid. I don't know what I did with it. I still have I still have it. It's in storage somewhere, but I have. You remember when Burger King? You remember when Burger King had the turtles? They had like an episode. It's from the Burger King Kids Club, and you could get. I think there was 4 videos altogether, but I only end up getting one. And I got it when I was on vacation too. Believe it or not, we were on vacation. I did a lot when I was on. I didn't go on vacation. We didn't go a lot because, like I said, my dad owned a business, and my mom worked for my grandfather a lot of the most of the time. She was like a secretary for his company, and so like in the summertime, I used to stay with my grandmother, like I was saying before. That's why I had the Nintendo up there, and I so we went on vacation we probably went when I was a kid every year, every other year or so. It wasn't that bad. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I remember all that stuff. Kids don't have it anymore, but kids don't give a crap about that stuff like toys and things anymore. That's why the toy industry it's like dominated by adults anymore because kids rather play on a phone or you can play video games as well. But it's kind of sad though, because you used to be able to use your imagination, had to use your imagination to play with toys a lot of times. I remember I used to go to my friend's house. We'd play either Transformers or have a mixture of Transformers and He-Man and stuff. But we used to build bases like in his living room or something. We'd all have our own like little base. And the whole part of it that was fun was building the base. We never really played after that. We didn't really do anything, but the whole point was playing, building the base. It's kind of like playing. It's almost like playing. I never was the when I really I liked Dungeons and Dragons, but I had some friends that were like I had a couple of friends that were really intelligent people, and they used to just come up with their own quests themselves. So we used to when we play, it was a whole. They would write out the script and everything themselves. They wouldn't play out of the book, so they would come up with their own like missions and stuff like that. It was really fun, and so I used to play when I was a kid. I didn't play much as an adult though. I never played with magic cards or anything like that. A lot of that stuff was like just slightly behind my age group. I know I could play it now, but I don't have anybody to play it with. Now I could. I used to have a roommate that played. He played the Legend of Five Rings. I believe it's kind of more based on Lord of the Rings, but it's another card game that was kind of big. I never really heard of it, but he went to a convention for it and everything at one time. Yeah, I have quite a few micro machines as well. I still collect Hot Wheels occasionally. I collected some toys a while back, but I just got tired of it. The Hot Wheels are about the same way. I don't go into it full force because the resellers have destroyed that industry like they destroy everything. It's kind of lame. But I tried a few years ago, right at the beginning of the pandemic. I tried it too. Yeah, I have quite a few like basketball and baseball cards from a certain era, but I didn't really collect my whole life or when I was a kid. Well, when I was a kid is when I collected. So I have some things, but I don't think I have anything worth. I don't have any cards that are worth anything. But uh, what else? What I like is I finally found my old Garbage Pail Kids cards. And the problem with my cards, I had like series like 3 and up, some I had some in 2 and 3, but they were just stored in a box. They weren't stored properly, so I did take them out and put them in cases. They weren't in bad shape for the most part. I had a couple might have been, but for the most part they stayed pretty good. So I put them all in sleeves and stuff and put them away. But I collected what was cool a few years ago. Well, no, it's probably about 10 years ago. They released like an anniversary set of Garbage Pail Kids that were like they re-released the first series, but they were like these high gloss, like really nice cards, and they released some card. And I found one, and they released these ones like signature cards. They were like this. They were called a sketch card, but some were like they had sketch cards for everything, but then there was a like some that were like these sketch. They were sketch cards with the artist's signature on it, the original artist's signature. It was really cool. I found one of them. It was really neat. I'll have to. I think those are put away now too somewhere. I think I put them up in a box. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I got a pack or two. I didn't collect a lot of them. I used to have like when the movie it was either a movie book or I used to have like the first Turtles comic or it wasn't the actual comic. It was the trade, which would have been the first 5 or 6 issues put together. It's either that or I had a movie book of the Ninja Turtles movie, but I think the cards or I had something taped on the inside of the book that was like I think it was like the clipping from the movie when the movie released. But I don't know where that book went to. I have some books and stuff from when I was a kid that I can't find that I don't know what happened to. I had like all those. I know it's kind of stupid, but Jeff Foxworthy released some books back in the '90s when he was first, like the mid '90s when he was big, and they were like all of his redneck jokes in these books. And I had like there was like 4 or 5 of them, and I had all of them, and I don't know where they went to. Sucks. It's not so much I want to get them to read them or anything now, to read through them or anything. I just like to know where they. I like to have them just to have because they, you know, could be worth something. Even though I don't really collect stuff for the worth. That's the thing. There's people that go out and buy all these toys these days, and they don't understand that the reason why a lot of those old toys were like reason why the old toys like the old this for example in my era somebody older might have different toys in the 70s like the GI Joes and stuff like that might be worth a lot, but like for me the in the 80s like for Transformers to be for an example, they would they're rare because kids played with them. Like my old ones are for the most part like all of them are destroyed or missing parts. I mean, and it was a lot of it had to do with my cousin. Some was me and some of my cousin. My mom let my cousins play with them when they were kids. They're like about 10 years younger than me, and they fucking finished them off. They destroyed them, pissed me off. And my He-Man were about the same way. So that's why I wanted to go back a couple years ago and collect when that series on Netflix was running. They were putting out some pretty cool like fully articulated like they were plastic but they looked a lot like the originals, especially in robot form. Some of them had like an updated car form, but for the most part they were some pretty cool replicas. So I started collecting those. But during the 80s you had the kids played with them and destroyed them, so the rarity went up, and they probably just didn't. It was the 80s, so people didn't collect them on the scale that they do now, and they weren't manufactured on the scale they are now. So these new toys, they're unless it's something rare, it's not going to be worth anything. Oh yeah, I have some yo-yos over there. I've got several different kinds. But I'm not even good. I just buy them every now and then. I'm decent at flip tricks, spin tricks, but I'm not good at like the butterfly style, where you the string tricks they call them, where you're bouncing back. I just never had tried to learn them. I'm like, looping tricks. That's what I like to do. The looping where you just throw them and if you loop them, throw them, it comes back to you. I like that stuff, but I don't do it too much. Sometimes when I'm when I walk for exercise, I'll take one with me and throw it around a little bit. But oh, crap, I gotta take my medicine. Probably need to. I'm probably gonna go ahead and shut this one down. tonight. I guess I could have played along a little bit longer. I wouldn't necessarily plan on talking for another hour. It doesn't bother me to, but but I never thought I'd be talking this much by myself. So I appreciate anybody listening to me blather on for a while, talk about stuff. I appreciate everybody coming stopping in this evening and giving me a like and everything. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll get back to it on Wednesday. Oh, I was going to tell everybody. I think I don't know. I mean, eventually it might increase the amount of shows, but for now I'm going to try to do probably Friday and Saturday, and then skip Sunday and do Monday like I'm doing, just like I've done so far, and then skip Tuesday and do Wednesday. So it's almost an every other day thing. So I won't wear you guys out. Yeah. Do you have I have that Rad 4K. Do you remember Rad, the movie Rad? I also have a copy of BMX. What is that called? BMX. Crap. I can't think of it. It's Nicole Kidman's first role. It was an Australian-made BMX movie. I was going to say BMX Bandits. It might be BMX Bandits, but for some reason I don't think that's right. It might be BMX Bandits, but it's Nicole Kidman. Since she's not too far from my old, I could say since I was her age. Well, since I was probably younger than her when that movie come out, I can say she was she was definitely cute in those days. I can't say she's hot because I don't think you really see her in that light, but I guess she was kind of hot. But what I'm talking about hot, she had that big curly hair. I love that. I don't know if it's just the '80s thing and being bald. No, I just think I just love like when like even like black girls when they have like big, not a fro, not like a activist fro, but I like wild, like big wild curly hair. I love that. Oh yeah, that's another movie that's not got a Blu-ray release. I hope sometime that I have it on DVD, but hopefully eventually it'll get a like like Syndrome will get like a Vinegar Syndrome's like it's a boutique company that makes DVDs, kind of like Criterion and a couple other companies, Shout Factory, things like that. Hopefully they'll get a hold of it. They'll be able to get the rights and they'll make a 4K transfer of it. Yeah, I love Gleaming the Cube. I liked the skateboard back in the day. I just wasn't even good at it. I was just not good at it because I didn't have a great place to skate where I lived. There wasn't like a tremendous amount of like back streets, like urban back streets and stuff like that, because it wasn't urban. It was just a small town. And two, I didn't have anybody to skate with. Nobody. My best friend, he like played basketball and stuff, but he didn't wasn't into skateboarding. And it's probably more his mom wouldn't have never let him. He had one of those kind of moms, wouldn't really let him do something like that. And even though he had a lot of athletic talent, and he probably could have been really good at skateboarding. But I had a Tony Hawk board, Pal Peralta Tony Hawk board. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My parents like I remember the bearings went bad. I didn't even get like new bearings for it when I got it. Like my parents just didn't support that at all. They had no interest in supporting me with that at all. So like anything, like they barely bought. They bought like the trucks, wheels, and the deck. And they didn't. I got like the deck for like my birthday, and like the others at different times. They wouldn't hardly do anything. That was a little before my time. Like my dad had a banana board that it's still up here in the attic, but he like got a pair of skates and made a pair of like wheelie like like a wheelie bar on a race car. He put like wheels on the back, so whenever you put the tail down, it had wheels back there, so you could keep moving even though you're doing a wheelie. But I like the. I got one later on when I was in high school, just a nostalgic thing. I got it one of the newer style boards. It's about the same way. I hope that set I've got pre-ordered will not do that. I hate that cutout feature like that. That's annoying. But everybody, I think I'm gonna jump off here and watch a little TV before I go to bed here after a while, and I might watch a movie. I don't know. I will talk to you guys. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it's still the same way a little bit. I don't know if kids still trend chase or not. Well, I was always interested. You were probably the same way as me. It was but it was, when I was doing that, I didn't realize how big it was though, because being in a small town, if you lived in a big city, you probably know better. You'd know better. Yeah, see you later, Waffle Boy. Thanks for stopping by this night. And Pat Master, always great seeing you. You're here every week. Waffle Boy as well, just about. You're here every stream, not every week. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate the support from everybody. And thanks for the likes on the stream. I appreciate it. And we'll probably get a little more gameplay going the next time. I just tonight I was like, I was at a kind of a point where I just I beat I got through the boss and everything in an hour, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done for the evening. Yeah, good night. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream here. I appreciate everybody for being here, and until the next mission, I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll see you guys later.